his jokes prior to his fight against Lamont Roach. After the fight, look how many were waiting.
Tensions rise as Gervonta Davis and Lamont Roach prepare for high-stakes rematch. Backstage energy was electric as Gervonta, Tank Davis, and Lamont Roach came face to face ahead of their much-anticipated...
The hardest puncher I ever faced. No. And I ain't shitting on him or nothing like that. He can punch.
Ahead of their much-anticipated rematch. While Davis tried to rattle Roach with words, Lamont remained composed, focused entirely on the fight ahead. For Roach, talk is cheap. He believes his fists will do the talking.
About the outside critics, I know what I could do in the ring, and that's the only thing that matters, honestly, is that I go out and give it my all and perform, and most likely, 9 times out of 10 when I do that, I'll be victorious.
His fists will do the talking in the ring, and he's confident he'll walk away victorious. Roach has dismissed the idea that Davis is the most dangerous puncher he's faced. According to him, he's taken harder shots in previous bouts and isn't intimidated by Davis's reputation. His calm demeanor reflects years of experience and mental toughness qualities that may prove vital.
I think the hardest puncher I ever faced. No. And I ain't shitting on him or nothing like that. He can punch. But Jonathan Okendo, he's from Puerto Rico. Bro, he got bricks in his hands, bro. I lie to you not. He punch hard. I ain't gonna lie. He a hard hit.
Mental toughness qualities that may prove vital in this clash. Their first fight changed everything. A momentary lapse from Davis taking a knee mid-round sent shockwaves through the boxing world and flipped the narrative. Roach's standout performance elevated him from underdog to legitimate threat. Since then, the rematch has been inevitable, and fans believe Roach might not just compete.
Tank did that, so I know the got in his eye, but they should have countered it. They would have countered it, it would have went to Lamont Roach. What I didn't like about Tank, he was gassing up Lamont Roach way too much, and he was already talking about like retiring.
He seemed a little distracted, didn't he, in the fight?
That wasn't the same Gervonta Davis we're really used to seeing.
It just lets you know how corrupt like these governing bodies are, bro. If that dude took a knee, not only did he take a knee, he's like, hold on real quick. Let me get this out of my eye. How is that not a point? Like,
you know, funny thing, bro, that's why I cut my braids off. I had braids, and I had the same thing. I went through the same shit. When I fought Andre, that shit was burning my eyes, so I cut that shit off.
And fans believe Roach might not just compete this time, but dominate. But Davis has changed. Training footage shows a more focused and physically sharper athlete. His mindset is different, locked in, aggressive, and determined to shut down any doubt. Online, his message is simple. I'm back. Stronger. Smarter. Smarter. Ready. Supporters sense a statement performance brewing. Boxing legend Roy Jones Jr. praised Davis's explosive mix of power and precision, while warning that the rematch is unpredictable. Still, Jones believes Tank's natural ring presence may ultimately be too much to handle. Many believe Davis simply wasn't himself in the first fight, whether due to personal distractions.
Saturday night, Gervonta Davis versus Lamont Roach. What are we expecting from this fight?
Well, we're expecting Gervonta just continue to show us his dominance and show us who he really is. It's really a coming out party for Roach, but we kind of haven't seen him a lot. So he gets to show people what he has too. And usually when you get two guys who are boxers as amateurs, it's going to equate to a good fight for the first few rounds. But then when the pro rounds take over, we'll find out, has Roach adjusted to being a pro yet, or is Tank too superior as a pro? And that's where the difference will come in at. You got a good back foot game like that, and you understand boxing like he understands that, he gonna make it rough for anybody. But you know, Tank is a different animal too. So it's a great fight. That's why everybody want to see it. We can't just look at it and say, oh, he gonna win, or he gonna...
Whether due to personal distractions or flawed game plan. But now, with his pride and legacy at stake, Davis appears all in. His training intensity, discipline, and defiant tone suggest this fight isn't just about revenge, it's about reclaiming his crown. Meanwhile, Roach isn't just aiming for a win. He wants a knockout. His camp has been relentless, and he's made it clear. Every time I fight,
So breaking news, Tank Davis vs. Lamont Roach 2 is set for August 16th in Las Vegas. And this is a rematch of one of the most controversial fights in recent memory, where Roach arguably won 7 to 8 rounds of that fight, and then Tank took a voluntary knee in round 9, which wasn't ruled a knockdown, but ultimately, it was scored a majority draw. Now in the rematch, I do expect Tank to look much better than he did in the first fight. I don't think that was his best performance by any means, And that means being more active in the early rounds, not just staying on the ropes looking for counters. And I'm sure he'll be willing to exchange more with Roach this time around. The left hands, the combinations, the body shots, that's where he had the most success in the first fight. And Roach, he just needs to stick to what made him so successful in the first fight. His forward pressure, staying behind that jab and right hand. But most importantly, he wasn't scared to take it to Tank, but he also didn't get too aggressive. Most of Tank's opponents, if they're scared of the power, they'll sit back on the ropes, get slowly broken down, or if they end up getting too aggressive, they get caught with the counterpunch. But Roach, he was sharp that whole fight. I would go Tank in the rematch. I think he has a lot more to show this time around. But Roach did prove to be a very tough test. But you guys let me know who you got.
Every time I fight, I try to knock somebody out. If this is Tank's way out, I'll gladly be the one to show him the door. Confidence radiates from Roach, but it isn't arrogance. It's the product of preparation. I've got the skill, the will, and the full package, he said. I'm not standing around waiting to get hit by anyone, even someone known for power.
That you sent him to retirement earlier.
My initial plan is to win, but every time I fight, I'm trying to knock somebody out. So, if that happens in the midst of it, that'd be a blessing. That'd be definitely something that I work for, because I work my ass off. But if he on his way out, well, why not kick his ass out? It does in a sense, but yeah, it do for sure. I ain't gonna lie. I like to prove people wrong, and I damn sure like to prove myself right. So yeah, it definitely gives me an incentive. And like I said before, I've been before.
Mm-hmm.
The Hector fight, they had me duck. Right now, they really got me. They really got me.
Power. Trainer Greg Hackett believes both fighters are evenly matched, but notes Roach may hold a slight psychological edge for doing the unexpected in their first encounter. He didn't fold under Tank's power. He pushed back, Hackett noted. That wasn't supposed to happen. Others agree. Mikey Garcia credited Roach's performance in the first bout, even suggesting he may have been robbed. He surprised everybody. That knockdown should have counted. This rematch is a chance to settle everything, maybe even set up a trilogy. Kenny Ellis, part of Davis's camp, reminded fans not to overvalue training footage. The real test is how you respond when the pressure is on, when you're tired, when it hurts. That's what matters. While details are scarce, Ellis hinted at major changes in Davis's camp. Strategic adjustments he believed.
30 people, knocked out, 28 of them, right? What makes you different?
He probably can't answer that question. he probably can't answer that question. But it's the skill, the will. I got the whole package, man. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm not sitting there waiting to get hit by nobody, especially somebody that's supposed to be a power puncher. That's evidently a power puncher. I got too much
adjustments he believes will make the rematch look completely different than I've seen things. I can't say what, but this fight won't go like the last. Raleigh Romero defended Davis, noting that even the greats have off nights. Teofimo Lopez pointed out how quickly the media and fans turned on Davis after the first bout, calling the rematch a chance for Tank to rewrite his narrative and prove he's still elite. Sean Porter praised Davis's ring IQ and adaptability, warning critics not to underestimate a man who's still among the division's most dangerous threats. Both fighters know what's at stake. For Davis, it's his reputation, legacy, and place in the sport. A second consecutive loss could be devastating. For Roach, it's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to break into boxing's elite, shake the sport's foundation, and make history. And if the hype is any indication, this rematch is shaping up to be bigger than the Super Bowl. Not just a fight, but a legacy-defining battle that will echo through boxing history.